Championship belts are probably the most ubiquitous visual icon of pro wrestling as a whole. They visually coincide with the pageantry, pomp, and circumstance of the squared circle, while also being symbolic notions of a person's inherent rank in their given promotion. I literally could not imagine wrestling without belts. They are the thesis of the sport, the catalyst for nearly every great story, and the driving force behind the athletic prowess at hand. Today, though, we're going to take a peek at what I think are the most beautiful wrestling belts from any company I could think of. Let's move. We gotta start this video with the WWE section. The most prolific promotion in the world may not have an all-star lineup of hardware for the wrestlers now, but when I was growing up, they were cooking. The big gold belt, in my opinion, is the most beautiful and iconic championship ever. The history it holds is one thing, but the absolute artistry that it contains is its own story. The thing truly looks like it was unearthed from the Holy Grail. The 3D etched frills everywhere, the iconic crown and globe, the grappling silhouettes, it is truly the GOAT to me, absolutely no question. But the OG Undisputed Championship from the year of our Lord 2002 is probably WWE's magnum opus in terms of their own creations. This is such a concise combination of the Big Eagle and the Winged Eagle. It's got a pretty unique shape to all the plates, and it's really in line with the older belts of the 80s in that regard, just with more accenting in the filler pieces. There's so much that sticks out here to me though. The eagle, the banner with the lettering is really unique, the scratch logo fits really well in this belt where it doesn't in others, the McMahon family crest is a really nice Easter egg, I always appreciated the officer badge-esque side plates. This is truly my WWE Championship of choice. I grew up with a replica of it, and I lost it in a move somewhere. I was gutted. The spinner is kinda wrongfully hated though. It did look a bit odd on anybody not named John Cena, but they eventually locked the center plate, so that problem was fixed a bit. But I do think this belt has the best nameplate font for real. Very 2000s. I love the gaudiness of it. It's very $1 million belt-esque in its presentation. The eagle wraps the spinner really well. The champ grill is pretty dope. I can't say I love the actual bedazzled scratch logo though. It's striking as hell, and it takes you off guard, but it started a branding trend with the world titles that is so lame to me. Not to mention, they don't put nearly enough jewels and detailing in the spinner on any of the replicas, so they always look like garbage. I've always enjoyed the side plates though that correspond to the brand of the holder. I guess we're continuing through my childhood with the oval IC belt. For whatever reason, this is a really divisive belt. I understand that it got rid of the Steamboat Macho Man belt, but this is sick to me. I don't know, man. Anytime I see this belt, I'm immediately brought back to Legend Killer or Chris Jericho. Like, they made this belt look cool. The blue isn't a super common belt color, so it works well here. And I love the continents on the side plates, and the centerpiece is so ingrained in my mind from my adolescence. Truly goated belt. Like, you know, if somebody had this belt, they were probably going somewhere. You can't forget about the women's title though. While I don't enjoy that the font is subtly shaped like lips, and I've just now as an adult figured that out, I do appreciate the red here and the uniqueness of the belt. I absolutely love the barbed wire framing though. It's something you never really notice until you look deep into it. But then you get into the almost diamond cut texture of the main plate, and I've always admired that. This belt never really tried to be the most eye-catching, but it's absolutely memorable. It brought a bit of credibility to a farce of a division in the late 90s, but slowly gained prestige under the women's workhorses of the 2000s.
Let's take them back.
The golden version of the late 80s to 2002 tag belts are my absolute favorite for sure. There's something that just feels right about these belts. They genuinely look like primary world championships, whereas other tag belts look as if they're secondary. I can buy these as championships to represent the top guys. That is the best praise I can give. But to round out my childhood belts, it's gotta be the US strap. This title just fits its billing the best in terms of the WWE iterations of the United States title. It's unmistakably American, it's so bold, and it's almost cartoony, but in a sense, it's kind of like a boxing belt. I've always loved the color of this more than anything. Y'all know I'm far from patriotic, but this is a gorgeous belt. The only current championship I think is worthy of praise here is the Undisputed belt. They're making the best out of a bad situation here, and if we have to make the holy grail of wrestling a big corporate unabashed logo on a leather strap, the least you could do is give that big corporate logo a nice gold backdrop. I still think this belt doesn't work. It's definitely the most uncreative, bare bones approach, and I dislike it quite a bit, but it is far and away an improvement from anything else in the network logo era. We're going to take a quick detour into New Japan belts. Obviously, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship V4 is considered the apex of all wrestling belts, and I could take that sentiment personally. I do have a connection to it, having seen Okada's multi-year stormer of a run and Kenny Omega's subsequent failure of a run, but I can't call it a personal favorite due to the lack of sentiment that it carries for me. I think my days of being a New Japan guy are behind me. The Ace is retired, most of the people that I watched 10 years ago are gone. It's fine though, it is what it is. But the IWGP United States Championship holds a special place in my heart. This beautiful bastard is just such an abstract take on a United States title. The red strap works wonders, but man, something about the shape of the main plate and the filler here is just magic to me. The US emblem is so subtly implemented, but it's super bold in the center at the same time. It's not super pompous like the WWE US title, it's reserved, but I do think that there's room for both approaches. We gotta get into ECW territory though, being as I'm a Pennsylvania native. The silver Christian belt isn't for me, but man, that late 90s one sure is. I think that the relaunch version added a bit too much black filler and completely changed the vibe of the belt. But the Steve Corino belt with the purple lettering, the blood pool, and the solid gold plate detailing was awesome. The font and the little banners is so nice as well, it just screams late 90s. This belt is a complete embodiment of the promotion it represents. The ECW tag straps eclipse the world title for me though, I love them. The red font pops, I love the buzzsaw, the prison fence with the barbed wire works so well, the side plates are so well done and copacetic though too. This belt isn't too glitzy, but it works for me. We're gonna start a WCW speed round, rapid fire belts from Atlanta. The US title is in my opinion the best US title ever. It's perfect. Everything here works, the eagle, the flag, all the filigree detailing, it's just super prestigious looking. Like they have never done a US title that tops this in my opinion. The Cruiserweight title for WCW was so good that WWE essentially just tweaked the godly side plates that made the belt so appealing and trimmed them down while maintaining most of the other details otherwise. This is a great belt. When it comes to filler detailing though, the TV title can't be beat. I love how intricate this one is once you actually look at it. I always appreciated that they kept the experimental WCW logo on the headers because the belt was so well composed they didn't want to remake it. Definitely a great mid-card title. And I think while I appreciate the WCW Women's title, I'm actually going to highlight the DPW Women's World's Championship. This is the most polished and majestic looking piece of hardware that I've ever seen for the women's division, and rightfully so. Queen Aminata was the final champion, she fit this like a glove. But aside from the obviously fantastic chains hanging, you've got the globe with so much intricacy around it, you got the old school flag side plates like a boxing belt, the shape of every plate is really eclectic. This is a wonderful title. This doesn't even look like an indie. And as much as I loved TNA growing up, the NWA version of the X Division title is the only belt that I'm praising today. This just screams new era, changing the guard to me. The X Division title and its champions were the backbone of TNA and a huge part of its success. The belt is so cool to me growing up. Petey Williams was my dude. Pre-Maple Leaf Muscle, Team Canada era Petey was genuinely comparable to AJ Styles for a while, and that is insane in hindsight considering where he went on to go. The X Division title was just so striking, it was so different, it works, it embodies the entire scene that it represents. Before I get into our final section on personalized belts, I gotta throw the old heads a bone with the Winged Eagle. This will never be my belt of choice, but it's still great. This is the most prominent that the Eagle ever was. The sidebars on the centerpiece are memorable, it's simple, the blue globe rocks, the belt just looks right, it looks important, But Sergeant Slaughter's pink strap version was kinda scuffed. They should have kept that for Brett. Bottom line, Winged Eagle was cool, wasn't for me. Personalized belts time, and you gotta start with the $1 million title, right? I feel like West Side Gun's version of this belt has a lot more people remembering the OG fondly. This is ridiculously gaudy. It's immensely iced out and totally befitting of a guy who stole thousands of dollars of welfare. I feel like the US spinner for John Cena doesn't get enough love though. Granted, it's a bit simplified from the OG US title, but the bold coloring, jewels, and simple but effective side plates totally sell this belt for me. I really enjoy it. Much like I enjoy the entirely recyclable Hemp Heavyweight Championship. I genuinely loved the Planet's Champion Daniel Bryan run. It was a diamond in a dark place for the WWE. This belt is so far off the beaten path, and it is beautiful in that regard. I love that everything here is such a departure from what we're used to with belts. The fact that all the jewels are replaced by stones is just awesome. I adore this belt. I'd buy it if they still sold it. I miss the American Dragon so much. To wrap it up today, we gotta touch on the goated Smoking Skull belt. Y'all know I love Stone Cold, but this is objectively fantastic for his character. The barbed wire is sweet, the skulls are iconic, the red accenting pops, the banner lettering is super different, but the coiled rattlesnakes and the gold just totally sell this for me. And I actually think that Rocky and Taker look pretty awesome with this belt too. I appreciate y'all's time and attention. Let me know if you'd want more stuff like this in the future, and take it easy, y'all.